Hello everybody, it's Dan here. It's the 15th of July 2015. Welcome to Essex, United Kingdom. Now, I just want to report on how my tropical plants growing in the UK are doing. So, you may remember that I have here, these are known as Yardlong beans, snake beans, or sea towel is another name for them as well. And these are very well suited to a tropical climate. As most of you will know, we definitely do not have a tropical climate in general in the UK. But under correct conditions, you can apparently get yard-long beans. Now, as you can see the bush ones down here. Now, they're doing well. They're very nicely sort of thick plants. I'm going to have to maybe stake them just to give them a bit of support, but they're looking strong, and the leaves are nice and green. No sign of any flowers yet, but I believe they will come. So we're looking good in that sense. And here you can see the Yardlong beans have grown well up. These are climbing ones, and they've grown well up these canes, and they're now growing into the sort of the ceiling, if you will, of the polytunnel. Now I'm going to sort of maybe put them over like that. I really don't mind them growing all over the polytunnel. This is purely an experiment, and I'm happy so far with the outcome. As you know, I put some strings up so they could get extra height. This one here I've put over like that, so that's now growing over, and they're going to grow into the ceiling of the polytunnel, so that's good. Really is warm in this polytunnel, which is absolutely perfect. Obviously, when growing things like this, you need to work on maximising microclimates, and a polytunnel in this country is one of the best ways of doing that. So that is the Yardlong beans. Now, here we have Black Panther watermelons. Now, as you see, they're looking quite good, aren't they? Now, as you know, I'm growing them around this garden mesh here. I did a video a few days ago detailing how I made them. Very simple design. Obviously, ideally, I'd have them trailing, but I haven't got the room in the polytunnel, so I'm growing them up these. Now, you can see we have some little watermelons forming. We come along here, you can see some of it a little bit clearer. Here we go as well. The watermelons there. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to do a bit of research on watermelons, because I'm definitely not an expert. In fact, I've never grown them before. So here we go, like that. So these are looking good. I'm watering these every other day with a good generous amount of water. I mean, these are growing in horse manure, compost, fish blood and bone, coffee ground, calcified seaweed, so there certainly is a good amount of nutrition in the soil there. Now, this is the most interesting thing, in my opinion, I'm growing. These are known as Tropical Gourds in English, and in Indian I believe they're known as Doodi, and I believe a Filipino term for them is upo. If anyone's listening to this and I'm not talking sense, please let me know. But as you can see, these really are growing well. Look at them. Now, there's 2 plants here, maybe even 3, which is obviously way too many. I did set them too thin, but I wasn't expecting them to do this well, to be honest. So they're trailing all across here, and I've managed to train one up the back here, up one of the supports of the polytunnel, and it's put out this shoot, and eventually it's gone onto this. Once this gets bigger, I'm going to put it over the top of the polytunnel, and all being well, I'm going to train it right over the polytunnel so that the gourds will then hang. That's the ideal thing, because these are strong plants and the gourds can actually hang from the plant. But this is the most interesting thing here. A flower has appeared. Now, it's got like an earthy smell. Now, so hopefully this will be my first gourd that I've grown in the UK. Now, you can buy these seeds if you find like a oriental seed place, or you look on eBay. They are hard to get, but certainly so far so good. Now, here, bitter melons. I've got one growing up here. That's about the only one that's done okay. These have been a bit slower off the mark than the gourds, so we're doing well. And we'll just go for a quick walk outside because I want to show you some tropical stuff I've got growing outside. Okay, so here I have grown another gourd. This is once again a bottle gourd, Doodi, Upo, whatever you want to call it. Now you can see it is trailing. It's in this pot here purely because I didn't have any more ground to put it in. Now this is facing south, so it is in sun most of the day, and of course these pots do absorb water, and this fence does absorb a little bit of heat as well, so that's okay. And you can see that it's also putting out, I don't know what these are. I'm wondering if these are flowers.